All right, so today we're diving into a blueprint that's less about self-help and more about a totally different way of moving through the world. We're not talking about positive thinking or just working harder. We're decoding the specific behaviors of powerful women, the moves they make long before the money ever shows up. And right from the jump, this source material sets this tone. It's direct, it's unapologetic, and it's here to challenge you, not to comfort you. The whole idea is to wake up that calm, decisive power that, let's be honest, we're often encouraged to suppress.
So, you ready to get into it? The source breaks this whole thing down into a series of what it calls codes. Let's dive into the first one.
Okay, so the first big idea here is a total game changer. You don't get rich and then start acting like a powerful woman. It's the other way around. You start moving like one. And the wealth, well, that follows as a side effect. The behavior always comes first. And this quote it nails it. This isn't about putting on a show or acting powerful. It's about a real, genuine shift on the inside and how you operate, how you decide things, and how you carry yourself, no matter who's in the room. So let's get into code one. It all starts from the inside with something the source calls internal sovereignty. And believe me, this is the foundation for everything else we're going to talk about. So what even is internal sovereignty? Think of it like this. It's about being the absolute ruler of your own inner world. It means you stop making decisions based on what other people might think, or even based on your own fleeting feelings. Your guide becomes long-term value, not that short-term hit of validation. This right here is where the blueprint completely flips the script on what we're usually taught. We're always told, wait until you feel ready. But this argues that readiness doesn't happen before the action. Readiness is a result of the action. And this comparison just makes the difference crystal clear. On one side, you've got the standard approach, asking everyone else for their opinion, needing reassurance, waiting for it to feel right. But on the other side, the wealth-coded move is decisive. It's rooted in your own internal authority. The choice gets made based on value, and your emotions are trained to catch up later, not to lead the charge. This is the key. This is the big takeaway for this code. It's about closing that gap between knowing what to do and actually doing it. You don't sit around waiting for certainty to strike you like lightning. You generate it by making the decision. Okay, so if code one was all about your internal world, code two is all about how you bring that power into the external world. This is where your mindset becomes action. And it really breaks down into these three incredibly powerful pillars. First, you've got to understand that your energy is a finite resource. Second, you have to learn how to use silence strategically. And third, you master your own pace instead of letting someone else's agenda control you. This one is a huge mental shift. Seriously, instead of just giving your energy away to anyone who asks, you start treating it like money. Every single conversation, every yes you give, it's an investment. So you have to start asking yourself, what's the return on this investment? This slide offers a completely different way to think about boundaries. The rookie move is what most of us do, right? We announce our rules, we explain and justify our no. But the power move? It's silent enforcement. It's not about having a big confrontation. It's about quietly removing access. You don't have to teach people how to treat you. You just decide what you will and won't accept, period. And this quote just brilliantly illustrates that third pillar, using time as a weapon. Rushing signals desperation, but moving slowly, deliberately, that signals control. It's all about refusing to get sucked into someone else's fake emergency, and instead, moving at a pace that allows you to think and calculate. Now for the final code, which is all about making your reputation do the heavy lifting for you. It's about building the kind of leverage that opens doors for you before you even have to knock. So, how do you build a reputation like that? Well, it's definitely not about being the loudest person in the room, or even the most liked. It's built on something way more solid than that. The source makes a really crucial distinction here. Charisma, that's a performance. It'll get you attention. But credibility is earned through results. It gets you respect. One is about looking impressive, and the other is about having the cold, hard proof to back it up. That's where your focus needs to be. And ultimately, it just comes down to this. Let your execution be your introduction. Let your results speak for themselves. Your consistency and your standards are what build your reputation. You don't have to fight for attention when your competence is undeniable.
And that brings us to the final and maybe the most important idea in this entire blueprint: embodiment. This is the idea that power isn't something you go out and get, it's something you become. It's not about the job title or the house or the bank account. Those are just the results, the symptoms. The real power is an internal frequency. It's a non-reactive, self-sourced authority that you build up long before anyone else ever sees the proof. And this right here is the ultimate takeaway. Fake it till you make it is all about performance, but feel it until you become it, that's about identity. It's about embodying the energy of your future self so completely right now that reality has no choice but to catch up to you. And that leaves us with this final thought. Real power isn't loud. It doesn't need to announce itself. It's the quiet, calibrated, and decisive energy that commands a room without ever raising its voice. It's a presence that is felt long before it is ever seen.